This is Bob Segalman from the UTEP class of 1965. I am here to tell you about my autobiography, which contains a chapter about my days at UTEP, which was then Texas Western College. Some of you will remember my slurred speech from cerebral palsy. My voice has become quieter over the years, so I am talking to you with the voice output computer called an AAC device. AAC stands for Alternative or Augmentative Communication Device. My goal here is to tell you about funny memories of TWC from my book. I wish that I could smile when I say funny things, but I am concentrating on pressing the keys that I must hit in order to talk to you and smile at the same time. Unfortunately, the brand of cerebral palsy that I bought from my mother's obstetrician does not allow for multitasking. I want to encourage you to buy my book at www.drbobsautobiography.org. All my proceeds go to help a national nonprofit that I run here in my living room to promote telephone assistance for people with speech disabilities. You can read about my work at www.speech2speech.org. In September 1961, 10 months after JFK's election, I became the second student at TWC with multiple disabilities. I came to El Paso because my dad had taken the job as the director of the Jewish Community Council. At first, I was reluctant to go because I had been accepted at what I snobbishly considered a prestigious Eastern college where people looked on their noses at places like TWC. Yet, I was enticed by the promise of snowless winters and co-eds wearing shorts in March. The first day that moved into the dormitory, I bought a freshman beanie and joined other freshmen in the traditional painting of the college insignia on a nearby mountainside. The same weekend I met my good friend, Billy Best, now a retired probation officer in Santa Cruz. That week with my dorm mother at Hudson Hall and my English professor, Lillian Collingwood, told me that people with disabilities should not be going to college. Of course, my 8th grade teacher, Miss Hemlock, told me the same thing when I went off to high school. She deserved that name. Like Socrates, I had to drink my hemlock, but I lived to tell about it. 2 dormitory neighbors made homebrew in their room, but I only drank the stuff when I could not decline gracefully. It tasted awful, and there was no point in drinking it when Juarez was only 5 miles away. There, we could buy mixed drinks for 25 cents apiece, while we contemplated the demise of our virginity for an additional $2.50. Even if I was too shy to participate in dormitory pranks, I still took special delight in each event. I did help several friends plan the capture of the alligator who resided in a pool in the city plaza. They dumped him in the campus swimming pool where it supposedly nipped the co-eds candy dipping in the moonlight. Another memory is of the only 2 bearded fellows in our dormitory, Howard White and Malcolm Spitolnik. One night they drank too much and began fighting. Later, one of them returned to the dorm, looked at his reflection in the cigarette machine mirror, and put his fist through it. Before classes began, I obtained permission to type all exams and in-class assignments in the Dean of Men's office, because I write very slowly and almost illegibly. Yet on the first day of class, the English professor did not know of this arrangement. So my first theme was handwritten and came back with a humiliating grade of C. My whole goal in college was to get the grades to enter graduate school. Back then, People with disabilities, even with a college degree, could not get jobs because of discrimination. Although I graduated in 4 years, I took light class loads every semester and went to summer school to get the necessary credits. To keep my grades up, I avoided a few difficult courses such as chemistry and Elizabethan literature. I cannot quote Macbeth, and I do not know the chemical composition of sugar, but I did get into graduate school. My greatest college trauma was failing calculus, which was then the flunk-out course for engineers. You old-timers will remember Rex Fox who taught calculus. I have always meant to go back to El Paso to show him my doctorates, just to prove that I was not stupid after all. Eating our meals in the co-ed dining room was the primary attraction of dorm life. The prospect of watching lovely creatures slither between tables brought me too many meals. The exertion of walking a block from the dormitory to the dining room, even with my spastic muscles, was well worth the effort. Those were the days before the sexual revolution. But discussions of necking and petting brought as much attention as more lurid discussions do today. During my junior and senior years, I worked on the student committee which arranged lectures, dances, and art exhibits. This was my first exposure to bureaucracy and provided an introduction to brainstorming. During one meeting, we were searching for themes that might attract cultured Eastern students and faculty. I varied the concept of the halls of ivy and spent a half hour explaining the virtues of recruiting using the theme of the halls of cactus. That monologue was the first of many questionable arguments that I made before bureaucrats throughout my career. Dean of Men, Jimmy Walker, was a patient teacher. My makeshift office in a basement storage room next to the bowling alley had advantages. I learned to recognize the number of pins knocked down from the sound. And my student union building key permitted my friends and me to indulge in occasional nocturnal ping-pong games. The dean, student activities staff, faculty, and students all took an interest in me. Professor Barritos from psychology and Professor Da Silva from sociology spent long hours advising me on a research project that was published in a scientific journal. At PwC, I was a big fish in a small pond and received encouragement and assistance unavailable at most universities. The support system was probably more effective than any provided today by the most sophisticated Disabled Student Services Office. Several years after I graduated, PwC became the University of Texas at El Paso, and that is where I tell people I went to college. After all, why not benefit from the UTEP's increased prestige? I hope you enjoyed my stories and you will go to www.drbobsauthobiography.org and buy my book for holiday gifts and as a tax deduction. This is Dr. Bob signing off.